Happy Monday, class. I hope you're all having a great start to your week so far. I wanted to make you aware of a couple of things that I thought might be helpful as you navigate the course this week and look at what assignments are due. The first thing I wanted to bring your attention to is when you're logged into the course and you will see the title CTC 101, Section 66, you'll notice that you have different weeks here, and we're on Unit 3 this week. So if you were to click on Unit 3, it would bring you to a page where it kind of gives a synopsis of what you'll be covering this week, which is diversity, communication, and wellness. I want to draw attention to the objectives section. Here it will explain your objectives, and then here it will explain the activities, which is a great framework for knowing what you should work on first. It says to gather your thoughts and share in the journal, and then to read, view, and engage with the readings and practice activities, then to participate in the discussion board, and lastly, to complete the Unit 3 quiz on diversity, communication, and wellness. As you scroll down, in each of these folders will be all the different assignments related to Unit 3, Week 3. You have your readings and practice activities here. And in here, you will see the e-textbook. You're to read Lesson 9 and Lesson 11. And then there'll be all the practice activities for Unit 3 within this folder. If you go back, let me find my back button is hidden, sorry. Then it will give the Unit 3 discussion board topic. Here is a list of the questions you are asked to address in the Unit 3 discussion board. I've noticed some confusion between the discussion board and the journal. Sometimes students have been posting journal responses that are actually the questions that are covered in the discussion board. So you want to make sure before you submit your responses to the discussion board or the journal that you thoroughly read each question and that you've covered it in your response. So for example, this week on the discussion board, you're asked to preview the materials and to create a new thread and share the following: an example of how miscommunication can be a stress trigger in your life, which dimension of wellness, physical, spiritual, mental, or social, does this example affect the most and why, and how can you overcome these forms of stress with communicating. And in order to receive full rubric points, when I do your grading, you will need to answer all 3 of those questions in your response. So an example of a miscommunication, instead of just giving a general example, what this is asking is for you to give a specific example of something in your life that's been a miscommunication. It could be a miscommunication with your spouse, with a colleague, with a family member, and give a specific example of how that example triggered stress within you personally. And then after the discussion board, you'll see the instructions for the journal titled Unit 3 Journal Communication and Check-In. The journal instructions are listed right here. It says, as we cover communication this week, please reflect on the following or anything at all that you want your instructor to know. What challenges have you faced so far? How have you overcome them, or how do you plan to? What has surprised you so far? What can I do to help you over the next few weeks meet any of your goals? And have you used any support services that we discussed from Unit 1, and to share your experience? So if I've had a lot of questions about journals and some confusion about how you submit. So if you click on this tab called Unit 3 Journal Communication and Check-In, it gives you the journal instructions right here, right on the page. And then if you wanted to submit a response, you just would need to go, well, my screen looks a little bit different than yours, but basically there would be a button for you to comment or add down here at the bottom. And that's how you would answer the journal questions for this week. Also, I wanted to just make you aware of some of the tabs and resources you have available to you here on Blackboard. you notice that there is an announcements page. I email the announcements to you every time I post an announcement. It's emailed to you. But if you want to review old announcements, they're right here. I've already posted an announcement for week 3. You'll see that here. And then you can scroll down and see all the announcements that I've posted for each of the units. Within this is important information about deadlines or student webinars or just other information that you might find helpful, resources that I might find helpful, YouTube videos that explain, how to check your grades and different things. So if you have not done so, I encourage you to kind of scroll on back and look at all the announcements for the course so you can see if you've missed anything. I also wanted to bring your attention to a very important feature in the course that I've noticed has been a little bit problematic, and that has been Grammarly. A lot of students are confused about where to find or download Grammarly, which I've given instructions in my grading feedback to you. Grammarly is a tool that edits your responses in real time. So on this side here, you'll see Grammarly and Academic Writer. If you click on it, there will be links. It says that the training library has subscriptions to Grammarly and Academic Writer for all of you. So to go to it, you would just click on these links, and it says with your name, post student email, and made up password, you can log in and create an account. And then if you're ever prompted for an access code, please go to GoPost 2018. I encourage you to do that this week. Grammarly is a fantastic tool. I use it every single day, and it's one way that you can make sure that all of your written work is well edited, because that's something that a lot of students will lose rubric points on each week because they have grammatical errors that they just don't catch. I think sometimes texting has been fantastic, but it's also been something that's been problematic for a lot of students because we get used to quick texting and we don't pay attention to spelling, capitalization. And since this is a course, it's considered formal writing. So you want to make sure that you download Grammarly this week and get started on that. There's also a tab for my grades where you can go right here and check your grades at any time. And then there's also this Blackboard Help section, which has some really helpful Blackboard videos on how to use the discussions, how to create an entry, how to comment on journals, how to check your grades. If you're ever confused by any of the features of the course, I encourage you to go here and watch the video. And you can always reach out to me for help as well. I hope that has been helpful for you, and maybe just to help give you some tools that maybe you didn't know about, because we're all getting adjusted to the course and it can be a little bit challenging sometimes to figure it all out. I'm here for you if you need me. Please reach out to me with questions or concerns, and I look forward to hearing from you all this week. Let's make it a fantastic week. Thanks.